Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ECO162. Today I would like to talk about background of Japan. In East Asia, Japan is an island nation. It is located in the Northwest Pacific Ocean and is surrounded on the west by the Sea of Japan, the north by the Sea of Tai, and the East China Sea and the south by Taiwan. Japan also is one of the world's biggest countries. Firstly, based on population, it is projected to turn around 1 to 4.90 million in 2022 and 1 to 4.50 million in 2023, or 1.62% of the entire world's population, according to the statistics. Based on the statistics, Japan is ranked 11th overall. Japan also is ranking 3rd in terms of nominal GDP and having the biggest developed economy worldwide. The national income and output for an economy are measured by the gross domestic. As we know, the total cost for all finished goods and services produced within the country during a certain time period are what is known as the gross domestic product or GDP. The value of Japan's gross domestic product in 2020 was $497.5.42 billion and have increased in 2022. 4.40% of the global economy is represented by the GDP of Japan. Japan also is expected to turn between 5,500 USD billion and 5,900 USD billion in 2022 and 2023, respectively, according to economic models. Japan's GDP expressed in dollars varies significantly as a result of unpredictable currency exchange rates. For import and export, Japan is ranked 4th in the world, and the main import include mineral, fuels, machinery and food, while major exports include electronic equipment and cars. For main industry, the largest industry are agriculture and fishing, manufacturing and tourism. Japan also is known as the top producers of steels, technological devices and automobiles worldwide, manufacturing motor vehicles, electronics, machine tools, chemical textiles, processed food. For data of employment, in Japan, the unemployment rate measures the number of people actively looking for a job as a percentage of the labor force. As we can see from the graph, from 1972 to 2022, Japan's employment rate average rate are having 90.18% with record heights of 95.40% in October 1973 and 55.90% in January 2012 respectively.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Isatihani with this Zulkifli. Today I want to explain about inflation in Japan. Okay, based on the statistic display, the rate of the inflation in Japan from 1987 to 2020, utilizing the price growth of the predetermined product basket. The inflation rate is calculated. This basket of goods and services include items that the typical customer spend money on all year long. In addition to government fees and taxes, they also cover cost food, clothing, rent, electricity, telephone service, telecommunication, time, and raw material such as gas and oil. In 2020, Japan inflation rate was almost 0.03% lower than it was the year before. Okay, Japan has the third largest economy in the world, trailing only the United States and China among those with the higher gross domestic product or GDP. Japan gross domestic product has been stable over the past 10 years with the exception of a few occasional severe slowdown in the growth. The services sector account for the majority of this stability, while the agriculture sector only contribute 1.3% to Japan GDP. Industry makes up roughly 30% on it. The workforce in Japan is distributed according to economic sector, and the bulk of its workers are employed in the service industry. As noted above, Japan has one of the lowest rate of inflation global. The national debt as a percentage of GDP has increased dramatically over time, and Japan budget balance as a percentage of GDP has been in deficit for a past few years, roughly 10% of GDP. Okay, in terms of trade, Japan ranks among the top exporting and importing nations in the world. China and United States are the top importer and export partner. The majority of the nation import of food, textile, while it export are electronic vehicle and transportation equipment. Okay, this, however, does not imply that Japan economy is improving at time soon. For the previous few years, the country trade balance has also shown a gradually growing deficit. EOK announced in January that price would have to increase in April as a result of a combination rising costs associated with corn import from the US and rising food costs. EOK has been producing the crunchy corn-based snake since 1979 and had never before raised the price. Umaibo, which means sweet stick in Japanese, unexpectedly increased in price by a staggering 20% to 12 yen. Shocking consumer, it later became clear that it was just for the first of many in a country that had previously believed it was practically inflation-proof. The war in Ukraine and a protracted COVID crisis, however, have seriously harmed the nation's current economic outlook. Okay, now I will explain about unemployment in Japan. Japan unemployment rate is very low, coming in at just 2.7 in January 2022. In any other nation, most economy will be concerned that it has been this low for an entire year. However, Japan has been battling deflation for a long time. The usual justification is irrelevant. When demand declines and business fire employees, they may be unemployed as a result. There may be an imbalance between employee and businesses, such as when there are too many attorneys and not enough doctor in a certain location. The period of time between leaving one job and beginning another is referred to as research unemployment, because it provides business and employee time to discover the ideal match economic general view in this efficient.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Irfan Huzaimi bin Ismail. Today I would like to explain about the solution of inflation problem in Japan. The Japan government can use monetary and fiscal policies to control the issue of inflation. In order to address this inflation situation, the bank has been assisting financing mostly of enterprise and preserving stability in financial markets by conducting powerful monetary policy through the following three measures. Firstly, the special program to support financing in response to the novel of coronavirus COVID-19. The special program consists of two temporary measures to support financing, primarily of firms and operations through which the bank provides funds to financial institutions of advantageous terms for loan made in response to COVID-19 and a significant increase in purchase of CP and corporate bonds. Next, they made an ample and flexible provision of yen and foreign currency funds, mainly by purchasing Japanese government bonds and conducting the US dollar fund supplying operation and purchases of exchange rate funds and Japan Real Estate Investment Trust. However, monetary policy this day is focused on stabilizing price inside one's own nation. The normalization of monetary policy in Japan is linked to reaching the bank price stability aim in a steady and sustainable way. Under the floating exchange rate system, central banks should primarily concentrate on stabilizing their respective economy. It is absolutely too soon for the bank to start tightening monetary policy when the aim has not yet been attained, given the current circumstance where Japan's economy has finally started to recover from the pandemic. This might impede the economic recovery. In addition, for the fiscal policy, as COVID-19's negative impacts on services consumption and the effects of supply-side restraint lessen, Japan's economy is projected to rebound, helped along by rising foreign demand, accommodating financial condition and government economic initiative. After that, it is anticipated that the economy will continue to develop faster than its potential rates as a positive cycle from income to expenditure strengthen across the whole economy, including the household sector. Although Japan's real GDP growth rate was negative 4.5% in fiscal 2020, the bank predicts that it will turn positive to 2.8% in fiscal 2021 and then pick up to 3.88% in fiscal 2022, mostly as a result of the government economic initiative. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Amin Bezaha and I will explain the solution for the unemployment problem in Japan. The Bank of Japan governor had stated that monetary policy measures had successfully stabilized the Japanese economy, indicating that Bank of Japan had provided enough stimulus at this time to lessen the impact of the health crisis during the economic pandemic. During the pandemic, despite an increasing percentage of unemployment rate, numbers are still low compared to other world largest countries such as the United States of America and China. This is because the Bank of Japan had stated that the bank's monetary policy should be aimed at achieving price stability, thereby contributing to the sound development of the national economy. Because it serves as the cornerstone for the nation's economic activities, price stability is very crucial. In a market economy, people and businesses choose to invest or consume based on the cost of goods and services. The price volatility makes it difficult for people and businesses to decide what to buy and invest in, which can impact the economic stability to allocate the resource efficiently. When the price is stable, the companies in Japan can allocate their expenditure properly, especially the wages for the existing and new employees so that the unemployment rate stays low. Furthermore, another reason for this situation is that Japanese government had implemented a policy which protects the employees even when facing the pandemic. By reducing wage increases during good times, businesses build up profits on their balance sheets. Conversely, during the difficult times, businesses use retained earnings built up during the good times to avoid laying off workers, ensuring that people have stable unemployment. In conclusion, in a modern country like Japan, who is known by the world with their advanced technology and large economy also suffers during these recent years. Inflation and unemployment rates in Japan have increased even though it's not as high compared to other countries. However, the rise is very noticeable because the world's third largest economy has kept the rates of unemployment and inflation as low as possible for the very long period before this. Many researchers have stated that the main causes for the rising unemployment and inflation are due to the recent conflict in Ukraine and pandemic of COVID-19. These two events resulted in price skyrocketing and made many Japanese citizens become unemployed. For a country like Japan, these difficulties do not cause the country to fall since various measurements and solutions have been put in place to address them. Monetary and fiscal policy introduced by the Japanese government and Bank of Japan (BOJ) have made huge contributions in solving the problems. With these two measurements, as well as other important policies, Japan is presently in process of recovering from declining rates and quickly climbing the rates. I think that's all from our group. Hope you guys enjoy with our presentation about the inflation and unemployment in Japan. That's all from us. Thank you.